Good morning. This hearing is called to order. This is the public hearing on the City Council Committee on Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs, and the purpose of this public hearing is to hear testimony on Bill Number 170464. I want to recognize the presence of a quorum of committee members. And those members in attendance are Councilman Curtis Jones Jr., Councilman David O., and Councilman Al Toggenberger. And before we begin, I want to ask Councilman Jones, as the sponsor of the bill, do you have any opening comments?
Just real brief, because we have a member that has to do some things. I just want to say that recreation, and I'm thanking Madam Chair for her emphasis on making sure that young people in the city of Philadelphia get a variety of opportunities to experience different forms of recreation. And today, we're talking about outdoor treetop adventure, which deals with zip lines and things like that. And it is a affordable way to spend a day, learn about nature, and we're excited to utilize the park in a way I believe that our founding fathers of the park system really wanted us to do, and that's I'm excited about it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay. We'll now have the clerk read the title of the bill.
Bill number 170464, an ordinance authorizing the Parks and Recreation Commissioner and the Procurement Commissioner on behalf of the city to execute a concession agreement with Treetop Quest, Inc., or its wholly owned subsidiary, for an aerial adventure park in West Fairmount Park, all under certain terms and conditions.
Okay, thank you very much. And can we have the clerk please call up the first witness to testify?
Mark Wolkin.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please state your name for the record and begin your testimony.
Mark Wilkin. Good morning, Chairwoman Bass and committee members. My name is Mark Wilkin, and I am the Director of Business and Event Development for Philadelphia Parks and Rec. I appear before you today concerning Bill number 170464, authorizing the Parks and Recreation Commissioner and Procurement Commissioner on behalf of the city to execute a concession agreement with Treetop Quest, Incorporated, or its wholly owned subsidiary, for an aerial adventure park in West Fairmount Park. The initial term of the concession agreement is 10 years, and at the city's option, 2 renewal terms of 5 years each are available. Approval of a long-term concession agreement will enable the concessionaire to make a substantial capital investment to build and operate the aerial adventure park. The concessionaire will invest $550,000 to build the park and restore the forest, and spend additional funds to operate and maintain the park as a high-quality, family-friendly recreational amenity. The concessionaire will also implement initiatives and programs to enhance the park experience and make it more accessible to all park patrons. Highlights of the aerial adventure program include efforts to hire local, approximately 25 positions per year, restore the forest and remove invasive plants, create and maintain new public trails with environmental educational signage, volunteer in annual park cleanups, reinvest the revenue generated from the program back into the park, and provide 1,000 free vouchers annually for Philadelphia youth distributed through Parks and Recreation's summer camp program. This concession program is consistent with Parks and Recreation's efforts to provide quality recreational amenities and programs for youth. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much for your testimony. It sounds like a fantastic plan and opportunity for the citizens of the city of Philadelphia. Councilman Jones has just said that he's going to, help me go down the zip line. We'll see.
We'll all be there.
We'll all be there.
The whole committee will be there.
It sounds like fun for someone. I'm scared to death. Councilman Toggenberger has a question.
Couple really quick questions. About how many people can this handle, like, per hour? How many kids can go through this system?
Sure. The way it's designed, it's a timed course, so all reservations are made online, so they can handle capacity.
So you must have a reservation?
Yes. That way they can control people coming in and out, so it's not overwhelming the course. So probably per hour, probably 30 to 40 people per hour can kind of go through this. It's a 2 to 3 hour course experience, so they try to time it so there's not too much overlap.
How long?
2 to 3 hours.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
you're in this whole thing for 2 to 3?
Yeah,
Really?
and it's you know it's an experience where you're really trying to pay attention to your surroundings, and it's meant to challenge you, and we find that people find it a really good opportunity to build their self-esteem, and when they finish, they feel a real sense of accomplishment and achievement. So we're excited to provide that experience to Philadelphians.
Well, one of the things I like is someone who has studied agriculture and was a landscaper at Friends Hospital, ran the operation for 3.5 years with a Bachelor of Science in Agronomy from Penn State University, is the fact that you're going to help remove some invasive species, and I know there are difficulty in a large part of the park. So I think that's a great thing. So the last question I have, and just an approximate, what would the sense of the cost be for this?
It ranges depending on age level. So for kids, it's probably more like $20 to $30, and adults it can range to $30 to $45.
But then again, you're going to be there for 2 to 3 hours.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. And will there be monitors somewhere around where, we have a bunch of kids in a tree, could need to be some
Sure.
horseplay going on here?
In terms of safety, there's staff on site that are
Well, not on site, but someone watching the,
yeah, they're actually below the canopy, so they're
Okay.
watching. There's
Okay.
different sections that they observe, and also throughout the course, you're hooked into a carabiner, and you can't detach from it.
oh, what was that?
A carabiner.
A carabiner.
Yeah, so it's a system that doesn't allow you to be detached from the actual rope course. So
Okay.
the entire time you're connected to the course through a rope, and the carabiner is a mechanism to keep you hooked in through the entire experience. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Madam Chair, I'm finished with my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other questions, comments? Okay. Is there anyone else here to testify on this bill? Okay, well, thank you very much for your testimony.
Thank you.
If there's no one else to testify on this bill, this concludes the public hearing on Bill Number 170464. We'll now go into a public meeting to consider the action to be taken on this bill. And I want to recognize Councilman Jones for a motion on Bill Number 170464.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that Bill number 170464 be moved from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to allow first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
It's been moved and properly seconded that Bill Number 170464 be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? No. The ayes have it, and the motion carries, and Bill Number 170464 will be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, with a request that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading at the next session of council. This concludes the public meeting on the bill, and if there are no further business before the Committee on Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs, thank you very much for your attendance, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.